Welcome back. So the Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Department is today hosting a summit in the hope of improving the performance of local government. Let's take you live to that summit right now.
Financial management challenges. What does that mean? It means part of the discussion we've got to have is to discuss seriously how this political administrative interface impact on governance, including on financial management. The starting point in financial management, when people decide, a council sits and decide to approve an unfunded budget. When you approve an unfunded budget, by choice, you make a decision that you are going to make an expenditure, or you are going to spend money you don't have. 175 municipalities have passed unfunded budgets. Can't be right. Tell you, it's in the nature of the job that I've got to tell you the correct stuff. That's a signal, even if you are not part of the 43. By passing an unfunded budget, you are definitely on a route towards this 43, towards the ICU. So I've got to tell you, it is basically a difficult challenge through these unfunded budgets. The last of these bullet points I said I'm going to mention is service delivery. If you pass budgets that are unfunded, largely two areas which are impacting on that, which eventually impact on service delivery, is to employ more people than the system can afford. One mayor, who shall remain nameless, approaches me and says, "No, why don't you intervene in my municipality?" I said, by the way, when I intervene, I don't bring a basket full of money. No. And I said to him, I know your problem because you've got more people than your council can afford. He then says, that's the reason I want you to intervene, because I want you to be the one who retrenches those people. So let's be honest about these things. Mr. Maile will tell you, I phoned him the other day about a specific municipality. He says to me, no, the problem with those, every mayor who comes employs his new people. It can't be right. Unfunded budgets are a problem. If after 257 municipalities, we've got 175 that have passed unfunded budget, it's not correct. Some of the things we need to come out of this conference is how to ensure this governance issues. Once you have a budget like that, then you are going to have a problem in terms of service delivery. And just pick up one municipality. When I look at the numbers on maintenance, they've got 1.7 of their budget as a percentage of budget. 1.7. What that means, you can't deal with infrastructure, potholes, roads, and so on. On average, the standard we've calculated in Treasury, on average, you must have at least 8% of your budget being part of maintenance and capex. So 1.7 clearly indicate you yourself, as you pass that budget, you must know you're not going to do service delivery. You know that. Why would you do a budget like that? So it's having a serious implication on local government. Mind you, when you do that, the whole of government, by the way, get into trouble. Okay, I'm not saying we're better in national, we've got our own problems as well. I mean, we've been struggling to sort one company for 14 years, so we do have a challenge. Trying to fix ESCOM for 14 years, you must know that we also have got our own challenges. I'm not saying we're better, but today we're about local government. We're about local government. As I conclude, I want to say I'm not going to be long. Just before, in front of you, there's a book there. addressed the framework, it raised on 6 principles. Active citizenry, that we need to make sure that citizens are active and participating in the local government issues. The second issue is professionalization of the civil service. Oh my God. That political interface I was talking about, impact of this professionalism. Improving the integrity and credibility of the public procurement system. Strengthen coordination between performance and accountability mechanisms. Specifying targeted protection of sectors most vulnerable to corruption and unethical practices through effective risk identification and management. I think those are some of the issues, principles we need to entrench as part of the government. So 3 things: we must improve governance in municipality, avoid this political administrative interface which impact on this, deal with proper financial management, pass the budget that we know we have got to funds for. Lastly, focus on service delivery. Thank you.
The Minister of Finance, the Enoch Godongwana, speaking about a long-standing problem within municipalities of passing unfunded budgets, which they then can't afford.
I think the standout is he talked about, you know, in our communities we complain so much about potholes, and he says, well, on average in many municipalities he's seeing 1.7% of the budget going to maintenance when that number should be at 8%, expressing quite an irate response to how financial management is being implemented in some of our municipalities.
And also speaking about that other bigger conversation about the professionalization of the municipal space. Of course, it's an ongoing conversation.
Absolutely.